My name is Christine Walker, and I'm delighted to be hosting this brand new series of the stories of the afterlife for MNI Publishing. We're celebrating an important milestone as we bring you our very first book released by MNI Publishing, called Finding Purpose. And this will be the theme of all future episodes, as we present client stories from our amazing worldwide Life Between Lives facilitators. Today, I'm in conversation with my lovely colleague Sanela Covic. Sanela is a compassionate hypnotherapist, regression therapist, Life Between Lives facilitator and a holistic coach. As a founder of the Inner Arts Academy, her mission is to offer transformative education in hypnotherapy, regression therapy, and holistic coaching. She also leads the Oneness Initiative, a global project promoting unity by transcending cultural and religious barriers. The initiative emphasises the interconnectedness of humanity through spiritual regression, storytelling, and meditation. Sanela integrates clinical hypnosis, NLP, and Reiki into her sessions, helping clients heal emotional wounds and grow spiritually. Her approach is shaped by early experiences during the Yugoslav wars, which gave her deep insight into trauma and healing. Certified in numerous modalities, including Myers-Briggs and quantum consciousness facilitation, Sanela is also a master trainer and Reiki master. She is director of MNI Publishing, an advisory council member for Europe.
So welcome, Sanela. It's lovely to have you join me today. How are you, my dear?
I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for inviting me, Christine.
You're very welcome, thank you. Perhaps we could start today by just discussing the book, Finding Purpose, and how at this time in humanity, finding purpose is really important to us. What is your concept of finding purpose?
It's a big question. Clients come to us asking to help them receive answers from the spirit world, from the council of elders, from the wise beings, from their soul self, about the purpose of their lives, of their current lives. Finding purpose is a part of the journey called life. At any stage of life, we have a possibility and opportunity to dig a little bit deeper, to find that deeper calling, deeper wisdom behind our actions and choices and decisions. So by finding purpose, we wanted really to bring this passion for in-depth, for wisdom, that it lies within each and every one of us. We just need to look inside and find it. It's a really vast area.
It really piqued my interest, particularly because I think, at this time in our humanity's journey, with everything that is happening in our world, there are a lot of people, feeling they're tired, they're stressed, they're overwhelmed, they're feeling stuck, and quite often they feel without hope. And this is certainly my perception of the book, of this wonderful book of Finding Purpose. It really details that in so many categories that are so resonant with people when they would pick up the book and read it. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, I agree. The times that we live in now are very uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty. There are many conflicts going on in many different parts of the world. And by bringing this glimpse of what happens in the Life Between Lives session, what happens when we really receive the answers, and how our lives change and can change, bring us a little bit closer to the peace and compassion and love for others.
I think you mentioned compassion in that, and it's most needed. I think in our human role in the the method acting role that we live out every day, it's so easy to just get lost in ourselves and think only of ourselves, thinking, you know, also that we're the only one having an experience that we are. But it's all about perception. And as you say, within the life between life experiences, they can uncover, recover, and discover so much about their eternal self, find out that they are so much than what they think they are. Yes, thank you. That really makes a lot of sense, Sanela. I wanted to ask you that when you're conducting the life between life sessions with these clients, and especially the two stories that you've had contributed to our book, Elevate and Dome, what was your understanding of their experience as they were going through the life between lives?
So these are two very special souls. They came with different needs, different questions, different points in their lives, and the result of both was this deeper understanding and opening the path of healing, as well as towards the goal where they needed to go. The Dome is a really special case study. It's a really special session. I called it the Dome because sometimes the souls will need some extra time to recharge, to replenish the energy, to recover before meeting their guides. So usually in this transition period, they would go to a dome-like place. Dome is, if you want to understand this from the life between lives point of view, it's an energy place. It looks like a dome where you can, where the soul replenishes and recharges and recollects the energy, usually after a very difficult life, long, difficult life, after a violent death or a sudden violent death, or any difficulty that they had in that previous existence. Sometimes they will need an extra time to be on their own, to process what just happened, to understand that, okay, that life has finished. And when they're ready to meet the guide will appear. This doesn't happen in every session, but it can happen. And sometimes in human years, it's a very long period sometimes to understand it in our human minds. And the beauty of this is that every session is special, is perfect, and the clients really receive what they need. And sometimes it's just those little stops that we do on the way back home that make a huge difference. And they stay with them for quite some time after the session.
Do you guide your clients maybe to, after your sessions, to maybe revisit that place of restoration and healing in their own meditation practices, or, you know, just so that it's somewhere that they've experienced in their session and it's a place that they can go back to in their mind to just reset, so to speak?
Absolutely. That's part of the process and integration. So whenever we get in touch with the spirit world, with the life between lives, with our guides, with those special places where we go to just rest and be connected to this energy, to the flow of unconditional love and healing and compassion, there is a connection that's recreated, reconnected within us, that whenever we need to, we can draw from that experience. Whenever we face challenges, we can go back to that place, as well as in our meditations or in our dreams. Dreams are very powerful and shouldn't be taken for granted. They really bring sometimes wisdom and deep, deep meaning from our guides, even, or from our soul self. So, yeah, there's so many different ways to reconnect with that special place. Absolutely.
And I guess ultimately, when life feels a little bit challenging and there are obstacles in the way, revisiting and reconnecting can give them a sense of comfort and safety at the very same time. So, and they're not alone. They can feel that love. It's lovely. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And your clients, what did they feed back to you after their session? I know at the end of the life session, there is a way of just regrounding and, integrating the session. But do your clients come back to you after any period of time after their sessions to help you, understand how their lives have benefited or changed? Is that what they do?
So I always do a follow-up call after the session. It's usually a few weeks after to help them in the integration process. And then I would receive emails sometimes after months or a year even, when they're still discovering, when they're still receiving the benefits of the Life Between Lives session. And this is amazing. It's opening a door to a deeper, to living a life with a deeper purpose. And by also, as a theme of this book, finding purpose, it is to find it in every step of the way, which is called life.
Yes, absolutely. I love that connection. They're never on their own. And, my understanding is that when someone has that mind and heart opening experience and that soul experience, they're never the same again. And their experiences can, I think it's wonderful if they can even just reach one and teach someone of their experience, so that, that it's creating a chain reaction, isn't it? That's what it's doing, spreading that love and helping people to understand themselves more.
I totally understand. I mean, I totally agree with you, Christine. Every session creates a ripple effect for benefit of the humanity, because we are reconnecting with that unconditional love. We are connecting with a higher wisdom, with something that's so natural for us as a soul, but we forget in the human form. We get into this body, we get into the duality, into bad and good and black and white, and also the ego and that part of us that, it gets sometimes hurt by actions of others. But when we bring this love from the session, when we bring this wisdom and high vibration, we touch the lives of everyone around us. So by doing this, we do help others and the community and society and the planet eventually.
And that kind of dissipates all the tension and nervousness that we are constantly being fed. And that's wonderful. It's almost like regrounding themselves, isn't it, into their soul state, knowing that although they have this physical body, which is their vehicle for their soul, it's a collaboration between the humanness and the soul. They're learning together. So it's wonderful for grounding them. Thank you, Sanela. I know many of our viewers will be familiar with Dr. Michael Newton's books and will have read them, the wonderful stories, but not necessarily have experienced their own LBL. And I love that in the book there's both an introduction and each chapter there is a conclusion. So several stories make up a chapter and then there's a conclusion. Everything from talking about healing, connection, loss and grief, so much more. Why was it important to include a conclusion?
You know, every session has an introduction. It's the interview. We go through the questions. We create the beautiful intention for the session for every client. Then we do the session. If you look at it from that perspective, this can be the stories of each chapter, and then we do an integration. Then we do an interview at the end of the session to integrate. So the conclusion in the book is also to go the full circle of understanding why there were certain case studies, why there were certain stories, and how this all comes together as a whole. It's just going the full circle.
Thank you. Thank you. I know that this book is very special because it's the first book that's been released by MNI Publishing, and finding purpose is a very specific theme. Moving away slightly from MNI's previous books, are there likely to be any specifically kind of themed books in the future? Is there anything in the background kind of taking place at the moment?
Yes, we have more themes coming up. So these stories are coming from the stories of the afterlife. This is our quarterly journal, edited by the SOTA director, also our executive director, Diana Paik. She is doing such a beautiful job in bringing these stories together in the quarterly issues of the stories of the afterlife. So these books are the books in this series, Stories of the Afterlife That Inspire, will touch upon different themes and different areas. It can be out of world experience, otherworldly cases. It can be on healing. It can be on any different theme that is present in our sessions, as well as in the stories. So yes, there will be different themes coming up in the next year or so, and I'm looking forward to seeing this work continue and more books come to light.
Wonderful. I know that, like, in your own sessions as a facilitator for Life Between Lives, going back to the theme idea, do your clients do you see any patterns repeating, any themes repeating throughout your work, where you're having more of one thing and not another?
Usually people who come to experience Life Between Lives session have been through some significant life events. They can be loss of a loved one, loss of a job, a change, a big change. It can be suddenly realizing, oh, looking back at my life until now, what have I done? You know, and looking to what I've left to live. What do I want to do with the rest of my life? And there are so different, really, themes coming up in our sessions. Some people want to understand, why don't I fit in? Why do I have this feeling that I don't fit in? So any session will be different, and every intention that we set for each session will be really special and just for that person that's receiving this session. And every step of the journey is significant because there is so much wisdom and information coming to them during the session that the integration and really experience lasts for a long, long time after the session.
It's literally life-changing. you are never quite the same after that experience. It puts a lot of clarity and perspective to our daily lives. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Sanela, you were at our recent worldwide conference for Life Between Lives in beautiful Barcelona. You were recently the recipient of the MNI Award for Finding Purpose. And I could see by the look on your face, it was such a shock and a surprise, and it was just such a beautiful moment. Can you tell me more about that, please, that wonderful award and what it means to you?
It was a big surprise. I really didn't expect it. For me, the award was to get the book into the public and to publish it and have it out there for people to enjoy it, to read it. I was speechless. I couldn't find words for this because it was meant so much. It meant like this is really coming true. It really came true. And I keep it here behind me as a reminder.
Beautiful.
By the book.
Beautiful.
So it's a reminder that we will continue doing more for humanity. And this is actually what we do as Life Between Lives facilitators. We serve. We serve in a deeper and different way.
Yes. And that, from my perspective, that award was so greatly enjoyed and deserved because, you know, you are the director of MNI Publishing, you are our editor-in-chief, you are so many things to so many places within MNI and the greater world out there. So thank you for everything that you brought to us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Before we finish today, Sanela, is there anything else that you would wish to share? Is there anything you need to tell our viewers?
Yeah, just there's a possibility, there is an opportunity to really reconnect with the wisdom that's within us. There are many different ways, but when we go to Life Between Lives, through the journey that Michael taught us and left for us as a legacy and humanity as well, there is gradual recognition of each step that we took until that time. There is a reason for everything, and every step of that way is growth and opportunity to be better, to become better, and to do more good. So I would say, as a message maybe to the people who are listening, thank you for listening to us today. And I really encourage you to book your own session, at our website, newtoninstitute.org. There is a Find LBL Facilitator option, and you can choose by language, by location, maybe online or face-to-face. So look there who resonates with you, have your conversation, and discover more about your purpose. And also, please, on the same website, you can read how to purchase this book, The Finding Purpose, Stories of the Afterlife That Inspire. You can find it on Amazon, you can find it on Target, on Ingram Spark, as well as in ebook and Kindle version, and even in hardcover. It's available. So we are really looking forward to hearing how was the book for you. Please leave us comments on Amazon or any other platform. We really would love to get this book to as many places as possible, to as many people as possible. Yeah, we are looking forward to bringing more knowledge and more wisdom out there as the MNI Publishing. And this is a privilege to be doing this work. And thank you for this interview, Christine.
Thank you so much, Sanela. And before we conclude, how can our viewers find you personally, Sanela?
So they can find me at personally. I have a website, sanelacovic.com, or they can send me an email or a message. So I'll be happy to.
Lovely. And we'll put the details down below. Thank you so much, Sanela.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for our conversation today. It's been wonderful. Thank you. And to our viewers that are listening, I hope you've enjoyed the conversation. Please like, comment, and share the love. So until next time,